Today you're going to be looking at thesis statements, which you can see as step 4 in the writing process. Once you have gotten through steps 1 of looking for topic selection, beginning your research, and using the databases and search engine tracking, the next thing would be to put together a solid and well-formatted thesis statement that's going to guide your writing. So today, you'll spend some time working within step 4. The first few things that you need to do are look at the 2 videos that are linked that have some suggestions and sort of walk through writing a thesis statement. You'll then need to look at the 2 links that were provided. First, the 10 thesis statement examples to inspire your writing, and then finally the open versus closed thesis statement link. You'll notice that the first part of that page shows what an open thesis statement looks like, and it goes through not only the definition but also gives an example of an open thesis statement. And then as you scroll down the page, you'll see a closed thesis statement, not only the definition but an example. And for this particular paper, we are going to ask that you use a closed or explicit thesis statement. I do encourage you to read the definition of both so that you're familiar with the differences, but make sure that when you do write your thesis statement, you include, or that rather that you write it in the format of a closed thesis statement, not an open one. After you go through each of those 4 things, the 2 videos and the 2 links, paying special attention to each of the things that are asked of you in those, and really taking to heart the suggestions they make about that, you're going to write your own thesis statement and submit it to the assignment that is listed here. This just has a few reminders about what your thesis statement should include, which is, of course, the topic of your research paper, the claim or your opinion of that topic, whether it be positive or in support or negative for that topic, and finally the elements or talking points you plan to discuss throughout the course of your paper. As a brief example, you'll see that this thesis statement I put together looks at some of the effects or positives that come from student leadership in high school. So you can see here that I have suggested that every high school student would benefit from a leadership course. That part shows me not only the topic of the essay, which is that students should take a leadership course, but also how I feel about it using that positive word benefit, but then suggests 3 possible talking points. One of them, the transferable soft skills that are taught during those courses, the communication and management, and finally the positive effects on self-image that students would come away with from a course like that. So you want to make sure again that you have your topic and claim, and that you've included 3 different talking points that you will back up using evidence to support those. After you've submitted your thesis statement, the last thing that you'll do is share or submit the notes from the sources that you've taken so far. So if you remember earlier in the unit, you were asked to come up with databases, search engines, and tracking for your sources, and you were asked to take notes, and you will continue to take notes as you find that information. And you either chose to use the source spreadsheet that's linked through Google Sheets or create your own. Either one of those is still perfectly acceptable, but today will be a check for those notes. So you do need to either share that document with Miss Olvera or me, Miss McKenna, or if it's the spreadsheet, make sure that you've updated all of the notes you've taken so far so that we can check in on that progress. I'm going to put a reminder to share and update those notes. But again, checking the notes, as you'll see in the Google Doc, right here, thesis statement and note check, is really just making sure that those sources are updated. All right, happy thesis writing. Again, if you have any questions, you can reach out to Ms. Olvera or me, and we will be happy to help you. Thanks.